grade. Welcome to lesson 6-1, multiplying decimals by 10, 100, and 1,000. Tonight we're going to learn how to multiply decimals by 10, 100, and 1,000. Maybe. There you go. Your learning goals for tonight are these two. When multiplying decimals by 10, 100, and 1,000, use the pattern of zeros to know how many places to move the decimal to the right. Your second learning goal for this evening is to know that annexing zeros to the right of the decimal does not change the value of the number. Write both these learning goals into your journal. Pause the video, write those down, and when you are finished, continue, please. All right, one vocabulary word for this evening. The word is to annex. Now, we've talked about annexing zeros before, but let's get this written into your journal. So annex means to add to. And in math, annexing, we're going to refer to it as putting on zeros. So annexing zeros means putting on zeros to the right of the number in the product. Pause the video, write the definition of annex down, and continue the video as soon as you're finished. All right, let's talk about this example. In this example, for each power of 10, and remember that powers are 10 to the first power, to the second, to the third power. We've talked about those before. 10 to the second power is the same as squared. 10 to the third power is cubed. So for each power of 10, you move the decimal point to one place to the right. So 4.2, or 4 and 2 tenths times 100. You're going to count how many zeros there are in 100, and there are 2. Then you move the decimal point to the right 2 places. Then you annex zeros to fill in those empty places in the place value positions. So, if you think about this, you have, I'm not sure if I did write this. Okay, so let's look at this example. So, we have 4 and 2 tenths times 100. There are 2 zeros in 100. So 100 is actually 10 to the second power, or 10 squared. When you're looking at 4 and 2 tenths, you're going to take the decimal point, and you're then going to move it however many zeros, and there are 2. You're going to move it that many places to the right. 1, 2 places to the right. So that gets rid of that decimal point. Puts that decimal point over here to the right. This little indentation here, it's like a little egg shape, that lets you know that you need to annex 1 0 in that number. So we'll fill that space in with a 0. So 4 and 2 tenths times 100 is 420, which is what we've done here. Let's look at another example. This is a really simple chart that shows you the repetition pattern. If you look at this chart, it shows you that 10 is the same as 10 to the first power. 100 is 10 to the second power. 1,000 is 10 to the third power. You can see this pattern continuing. If this were 10,000, there would be 4 zeros after the 1, and it would be 10 to the fourth power. So that in our example, they have moved the decimal point 1 place to the right, so that 3,500ths multiplied by 10 to the first power becomes 3 and 5 tenths, because they have simply moved the decimal point 1 place to the right. 3,500ths times 10 to the second power, they have now moved it 2 places to the right, and it becomes 35. And so on, the pattern continues. All right, let's look at some practice problems. This is 9, and if you look at it, you have 2 zeros before the 9. So this is the tenths place, hundredths place, and this is the thousandths place. So this is 9,000ths times 10. So do this practice problem, try it on your paper, pause the video. When you are finished, hit play, and then we'll continue. All right, did you write 9 hundredths? Let's look at this together. If you did this when you had 9 tenths, hundredths, thousandths times 10, there is 1 0, so you're only going to move your decimal point one place to the right. So you're going to take this decimal point, move it one place to the right. When you do that, you will end up with 9 hundredths. How did you do? Let's look at one more example. 6 and 51 hundredths times 10. Pause the video, write your answer down. When you finish, let's continue. All right, let's look at this example together. You have 6 and 51 hundredths times 10. You have 1 0, so that tells you you're going to move your decimal point one place to the right. When you move it one place to the right, it gets rid of the decimal point here and it places it there. So now you have 65 and 1/10. Hopefully you're getting the hang of this. One more example for tonight. All right, now you have 61 thousandths because the 1 is in the thousandths place. And remember, when you're looking at decimals, wherever the number ends up, and in this case, the 1 in the thousandths place, that's the word you say. So 61 thousandths times 10,000. There are 4 zeros in this example, so this time you're going to move your decimal point 4 places. Pause the video, write down your answer, continue the video when you're finished. Did you write 610? Let's look at that and see how you did. You started with 61 thousandths. Remember, we said that there were 4 zeros in 10,000. So your decimal point is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 places to the right. In this little egg shape, you're going to annex 1 0. So now your answer is 610. Let me make that more clear. 61 thousandths. 1, 2, 3, that's right after the 1. 4 places is this empty spot. Annex with a 0, and your answer is 610. Right, let's look at a word problem for tonight. A baker needs to purchase 10 pounds of pecans and 100 pounds of flour. Remember that 10 equals 10 to the first power. 100 is 10 to the second power. How much will the baker spend for each ingredient if the cost of flour is 45 cents per pound and the cost of pecans is $2.89 per pound? I want you to pause the video, try to work this out on your paper, and continue when you're finished. All right, let's do this one together. So, flour, 45 cents a pound. You need 100 pounds. Pecans are $2.89 a pound, and you need 10 pounds. Here we have 2 zeros. You're going to take your 45 cents, simply move your decimal point 1, 2 places to the right, and remember that this is money. So hopefully you have $45 for the amount that he's going to spend on flour. For your pecans, your decimal point is here. I have a feeling that's going to be where my picture is. So let's move this over here. 289. You only have 1 0. Move it 1 place to the right. And this will be $28.90. How did you do? Hopefully you did well. All right. Let's look at the challenge problem for tonight. Luke and Jake each multiplied 5 6 tenths times 10 and 721 thousandths times 100. Luke got 56 hundredths and 7 21 hundredths for his products. Jake got 56 and 72 1/10 for his products. Which student multiplied correctly, and how do you know? That's your challenge problem for tonight. Write it in your book and then check it with your teacher in the morning. All right, review your learning goals. Are they written in your journal? You have your vocabulary word annex written in your journal for tonight. All your practice problems are written down. Hopefully you understand them. You have the word problem written in your journal correctly and the challenge problem written down. You have completed lesson 6-1. Enjoy your evening, get a good night's rest, and we will see you tomorrow.